And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm back in my home office, getting ready for a new segment. This one is part of our At Home with Cyrus Webb series. As you all can see, I am still in my home office. This is the side of my office where I also keep my plants. So I'm going to be giving you guys an update on the plants, also how using Miracle Gro's Indoor Potting Mix has dramatically changed my plant life. And I'm going to share with you guys some new additions as well that you all can add to be able to move your plants around as well as to display them. I'm getting ready to connect with our friends on Amazon Live. We're streaming this today on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So we welcome all of you. Thank you all so much for being on with us before we bring in our Amazon Live family. You guys saw the success we had with Miracle Gro last month. I'm back with another show with them, another couple of shows with them throughout this month. And we've now added 10 other brands that are with us as well. So I'm excited about this and being able to share them with all of you. We're also going to be doing some unboxings here on Amazon Live. That's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys can see me in real time, be able to try out some of the things that I'm able to get on Amazon and share with you how it kind of ties into what I'm doing with my plants here. So again, I appreciate you all being with us, both on the YouTube side as well as on Facebook. We're going to go ahead and connect with our family on Amazon Live, and we're going to get started. And welcome back, everyone, to Cyrus Webb Presents. This is part of our At Home with Cyrus Webb series on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could be with us. And as you all can see, I'm back in my home office today. And this is all about the plant life today, if you cannot tell from what is in front of me and around me. I have some great updates to be able to give you all about the plants that I've been able to grow here in my own home, both for my home as well as in my home office. I'm going to show you guys how it all began for us. And also some new additions. We're going to be doing some unboxings here today, do some little meta content as well, as you guys are able to see in real time me unbox a new plant stand for my home office, as well as a garden bed that will help me to better display my plants throughout the home. I wanted to get a couple of housekeeping things out of the way first, though. If you guys are new to us here on Amazon Live, I invite you guys to click over in this corner if you're on your desktop or laptop. There you'll be able to follow us here on Amazon Live. If you're on your mobile device, you'll notice the follow button is below. In reverse of that, you're on your desktop or laptop, you'll notice below for you guys is the carousel I will be talking about during today's broadcast. If you guys are on your mobile device, you'll see the carousel on the side. So again, no matter what device you're on, you'll see this information either on the side of me or below me. But either way, would definitely love to have you guys follow us. We bring you guys 8 different shows here on Amazon Live. This is part of our At Home with Cyrus Webb series. So glad you all could be with us. So let's start off with how this all began. Well, I told the story before in another episode, but I'll just kind of briefly catch you guys up. I am not the guy with the green thumb. I can do a lot of things well. I've never been good with keeping things alive, I didn't think. But when my grandmother died in 2014, she died with one plant. There was one plant. She loved gardening. She loved flowers. She had plants all over the house. I can remember in the wintertime, we had a screened-in porch on the front and back of the home, and she would have me bring her plants in. She would nurture those plants, really take care of them. That was never really my thing. I wasn't into plants that way. But when she died, there was one plant that was living. And I said to myself, Cyrus, of anything else, please don't kill this one plant. There's only one plant left that your grandmother had. So I went on a mission to be able to keep this plant alive. So I kept it in the original vase that it was in. And I did not realize why it did not seem like the plant was growing over the years. Well, come to find out, of course, I didn't know, the vase did not have a drainage hole. So it was holding too much water, which was helping to stunt the growth. So anyway, in January of this year, I went to my mom. My mom's also very good in planting and gardening. And I said to her, I said, look, I want to keep this plant alive. I don't know what to do. What do you suggest? Well, she reminded me my grandmother always used Miracle Gro. So I said, okay. So I actually went over to Amazon and got what I'm now highlighting in the carousel, which is a Miracle Gro Indoor Potting Mix. And this is a perfect blend for people like myself that are not good at this, but it has all the nutrients you need, food for up to 6 months in this. You get 2 of these bags. At the time we're doing this broadcast, it's $9.99. So I got it. So I want to show you guys what the plant looked like in January. Now, that was in January 2021. I went to my mom. I actually wrote a review on Amazon of the plant, and this is what it looked like at that particular time. And there you can see my review on Amazon. As you can see, it wasn't that big, right? Wasn't that big, but I planted it in the Miracle Gro. I had got a new pot for it, and I was like, okay, so let's see what happens. Well, what happened is what you see in front of you. Everything that you see in front of you came from that plant from January. It all began in this pot right here. This is the pot you guys just saw. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up again on the screen so you all can see it. This is the pot that I initially planted my grandmother's plant in. And as you can see, even in this particular pot, look at that. Look at the growth on that and how it continues to grow. Look, more roots are forming there. You have more new growth there. So it has continued to grow. And the only thing I did was use the Miracle Gro potting mix. So I knew I was onto something, but I also knew, okay, well, I can't keep it in this one pot. So I then had to go over and find other pots and also other ways to be able to keep this plant growing. So again, everything you see here in front of you guys, everything has come from this one plant. So as I continue to move it from new pot to new pot, it has continued to grow. Some of you saw the last episode where I put it inside of the Groots. As you can see, even inside of the Groots that I planted in, look at that, more new growth there. It's continuing to grow even outside of what I initially planted. So that means I have to do some more repotting of these, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing today. But also I'm doing something else because, you know, these pots are nice and I love using the pots. But I also thought, you know what, there has to be a bigger way that I can be able to put these plants so that I can kind of keep them together, still be able to help to keep them alive and to take care of them the way that they need to be. So that's why I decided to try out these garden beds. So we're actually going to do an unboxing of that in a moment. I'm going to move these out of the way. But before I do that, I want to walk you guys through what you see in front of you. So again, it all began in January with this one plant. Out of this one plant that was in this pot, I've now had to transplant it to all of these pots that you see in front of you. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 different pots I've had to move, all coming from this one plant here. And today I'll be doing some more. And again, you guys are going to take the journey along with me. I'm also going to share with you guys some other things. Again, remember, as I said, there are a lot of things I do well. This is a learning curve for me when it comes to plants and keeping them alive. And I now use them for my content here on my show on Amazon Live, as well as, of course, as displaying throughout my home. But I want to share with you guys some other ways you can be able to display them that also are attractive, but also so you won't have pots going all over the place as well. So let's start again with the Miracle Gro. Again, I'm using the Miracle Gro Indoor Potting Mix. Now, I do know, and I've seen this in some of the comments, some people had some concerns. And those concerns have been addressed, I can say, with this mix that I'm using. And I can honestly say I haven't had any problems since I've been using this now for the past 7 months. Have not had any problems myself with the Miracle Gro Indoor Potting Mix. Again, it's a very affordable deal. You're able to get 2 of these bags for a very good price. At the time we're having this conversation, they're literally on sale right now for $9.99, a really good bargain. And I have to tell you, all of these that you see that I have been able to repot all came out of this one bag, and I still have some left. I'm going to be using that today. I'm sure I'll have to open up the second bag today, which means I'll be ordering some more. But I just want to show you how far one bag can go. So just kind of keep that in mind. This isn't something I have to buy a whole lot. Again, I haven't had to buy one of these bags in a while, but today, because I am going to be moving them to some other pots, I'm going to be unboxing those here in a bit. I will be having to use more, so I know I'll be opening up the second bag and then, of course, ordering some more. So that's how it all started for me, was with the Miracle Gro Indoor Potting Mix, being able to use it for this one plant And now this one plant has continued to grow. And as you can see here, and I'm going to have to take some of this out of this pot as well, because once again, it's growing. Literally, you can see the roots are growing outside of the pot. And again, even though I'm new at this, I know it's not supposed to do that. So I'm going to be cutting this off, and then, of course, being able to repot it as well. I'm going to take you guys through that. So some of the things that you all see in front of me before I get into the unboxings, I want to go through that. One of the things that I did that you all, I think, saw in another episode are the pots that I'm using here. They are right now, at the time we're having this conversation on Amazon, are $16.90. Really nice pots. What I liked about these when I first got them was they do have their own drainage tray there. I actually bought something in addition to that, and I'll be sharing with you guys that. But as you can see, really nice design on these. You get 2 of them, and that again is $16.90 is the price of these pots. Now, I want to show you what I actually got to help me with this, because again, one of the things I learned is that, okay, I have a tendency to overwater, because again, like I said, this is all fairly new to me. So I'm having a learning curve for myself. For those of you who are used to doing this, you probably won't make the rookie mistakes that I do. But I want to show you the plant saucers that I got. You actually get 6 of these in a package. You can see them there. At the time we're doing this broadcast, there is $6.99 for the 6. If you can notice here, I have actually at the bottom of all of my plants that are here, as you can see, I have this saucer there because, again, I have the tendency to overwater. So I want to make sure I don't have water running all over the place. So I got these 6-inch saucers. Again, you can see there. You get 6 of them in the pack for only $6.99. And again, I have them literally on every one of my plants. You can see even on my little Groots, you can notice. Now, one thing about the little Groots, they don't hold a lot of water, so they will run off quicker. So again, I have them all over. So that way I don't make a mess in my house, because that's just another issue to deal with. So again, those are the pots that I'm using. Those are the saucers that I'm using. And that, again, helps you to be able to catch that extra water that may come in off of the pot. The great thing is with these particular pots, all of them have the drainage hole. So you don't have to worry about the water just sitting there and damaging your roots. It does drain off. I just added the extra saucer as a little extra protection for myself in case I did overwater and had extra water. It wasn't running out all over my floor or my counter as well. So again, that's why I got these 6-inch saucers. And again, I still have some left over. I actually bought 2 packages of these, but you get 6 in this package for $6.99. So keep that in mind, a really good deal. The other thing you all have seen me use here, and I just mentioned it there, and that was Baby Groot. For those Avenger fans, you have a couple of options. I have all of these. I have the 4-in-1 package, which means I have 4 of the Groots. You can see they have different gesturings there. There's one of them there. You can see another one here. So they all have different gestures and positions that they're in. There's another one you see there. And then I have one over on this side. But again, you get the 4 set of these, the little baby Groots. You can get these for $29.99. And again, so it's a set of 4. I'm using 3 of them right now. I have 1. And these are also, let me say this too, if you're not looking to plant something, that's fine. You can also use these for your pens, your pencils, have on your desk for your paper clips. But just keep in mind, if you are going to use them for your plants, they do have a drainage hole that's there, which makes it great for your plants if you decide to use it for that. Again, I'm using 3 out of the 4 that I'm sharing with you guys here. I'm using 3 out of the 4 for my plants. The other one I use for display and for content, but you can do it however you like. But it is great, again, for the plants, as you can see. This also is one of those that I planted last time. I'm going to have to cut this off and replant it because, again, as you can see, it's outgrowing this pot, and I have more roots that are forming there, which means that's more of a plant that I can be able to plant. So I'll be doing that in this episode as well. So again, so those are the things so far that I've been able to share with you guys from the last episode, and that was the initial pot that this all started in. For those who are just coming in, I appreciate you on the Amazon side as well as on Facebook there. Again, this is how it all started in this pot. And as you can see, it has continued to grow. And now here we are. And so this is the initial pot that I got. So let me go ahead and share this with you. This is an affordable one. This is a plastic one. The other ones that you guys have seen are glass. This is a plastic one. This one actually has a price reduction. It's $8.99 right now. And again, it does have the drainage section that's there. You can see, but a really good bargain. This is how I all began this journey in January of this year using just this pot. And again, as you see, it's now developed into all of what you see in front of you here. But again, this particular pot is plastic. It is $8.99 at the time that we're having this conversation today. Now, speaking of the baby Groots, if you decided that you don't want all of them, you can get just the one. The one is $8.99. You can see it there. That's the one for those joining us on Amazon. That's the one I have highlighted in the carousel there. You can get just the one. The better deal, though, is the one that I shared with you, which is the 4 set. I'll go ahead and highlight that again for you guys. And that is $29.99 at the time we're having this conversation for the 4 set that I have in front of us. Now, if you're just tuning in, you're watching Cyrus Webb Presents. We're doing a potted plant makeover today. I was sharing the story of how this all began in January of this year and how I've been able now to have a lot of plants. Thanks for being able to care for this one plant. And the thing that's really made this possible for me is the Miracle Gro Indoor Potting Mix. Has really helped me to be able to take care of this one plant, to be able to continue to grow it. And now it's now in 8 different pots. And I'm going to be having to move some more of that today, as well as adding some other things today as well. Now, if you'll notice, you guys know I'm here in the South. So if you hear a little buzzing, that's the fan that I have that's here on the side of me. It is one of those fans that is USB powered. I'll go ahead and share it with you. It comes in handy for sure. Really cool fan, and you just plug it in with the USB. But it's really good for me because it keeps me from getting too hot here in my office there. And it's also good depending on where you're doing your planning or doing your work. It's good to be able to have an external fan as well. Again, that's just USB powered. I have it plugged into my computer, and it can be plugged also into a power bank. So however you want to use it, you can use it that way. All right, so the next thing I want to share with you guys that is here in front of us is this plant stand. And this is from NIFGAF. And you've seen me probably sharing this in other videos as well. I actually already have 2 of these, and I think I actually did an unboxing with you guys before with NIFGAF. But let me tell you what is so cool about this, and I'll go ahead and highlight this. This is $23.45 right now, $23.45. But let me tell you what I like about it. It's really easy to be able to put together. Really no tools required at all. Some of the things I'm going to be sharing today, not sure if you're going to need tools for those. So I have some handy just in case. It may come with the tools. I'm literally opening the box with you guys, so I don't know for sure. But what I love about NIFGAF and the plant stand is, and I have these, as you all can see, I have the 2 windows here on the side here in my home office. I'm able to be able to put my plants so they can make sure they get enough sun, and you can be able to alternate those as you want to, as far as where your plants are. Also, as I mentioned, I use these for my content creation. So if you're just using them for your videos and for content for display, you can use it for that as well. Really affordable option. Again, I have 2 of them. This one that's here, though, is $23.45 at the time that we're doing this conversation today, but really good to be able to use for plant display. And as I mentioned, since I have the windows here, it makes it easy for them to be able to get some good sunlight as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some of the other new things that I have here. And for those who have a love for artificial plants, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some options for that as well. But let's go ahead and hop into these new pots that I have. I'm going to go ahead and do an unboxing of these to share these with you. And again, I'm having to do this because, as you can see, these are really growing a lot more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing the ones I'm not going to be repotting. Go ahead and place them back by the window where they were. And that way they're not in the way as we're doing our new plants. And again, I love the fact that with these, as I'm watering these guys, the thing that I really love is that you can very easily be able to make sure that you're not wasting water by having these extra saucers. It definitely comes in handy for when you are watering them. And you can pretty much tell, let me see if this one should be okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to let this one continue to grow as it is. So I'm not going to be doing anything with this one. Okay. But definitely the ones I'm going to be looking at today as far as taking some off of will be this one that I mentioned earlier. This one, the little, as you can see, it has some extra growth that's coming in there. I'm going to let that one be. So I'm going to put it to the side, put it back in the window there, and we'll see what happens with it. I may eventually have to be able to. And there's this one. It has some extra growth as well. You can see there, but I'm going to let it stay where it is. It's not too bad right now. And again, I'm placing these saucers under each one of these. And so these are the two, make sure you guys can see them well. These are the two we're going to be repotting today. And this one, as you can see, this one's growing okay. I'm going to let it just continue to grow like it is. All right, so let's go ahead and get these pots opened up. All right, so the pots that I'm going to be using today are, I'm doing actually literally an unboxing with you guys here. These are some that I ordered, and these also are right at $17 or $16.90. I'm going to go ahead and get those open. And as I mentioned, I have just a little bit left of my Miracle Gro from my first bag. I may have to end up opening up the second bag, which I'm sure I will with these that I'm going to be replanting. While I'm doing this, because it is an unboxing, I'm going to go ahead and take some photos as well. I'll be using that as part of my actual review. All right. So again, as I mentioned, the only plastic pot that I have is this one. This is the one I started with in January. These, as you can see, are also glass. But look at that, really nice design. You get two of these, and again, it's $16.90 at the time that I'm doing this program today. There's the smaller one there. Go ahead and move this box. Okay. Snap another photo of that. I like the fact that they come, look at that. That's the smaller one there. And here is the larger one. You can see it there. Really cool design. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be just taking off a piece. As you can see, as I mentioned, the roots are coming off of this one. I'm going to just take that whole section off and replant it. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one that's in the Groot. You can see it's growing the extra roots that's there. I'm going to go ahead and take that off and get that replanted as well. Now, I'm probably going to, by the looks of this, I'm going to go ahead and take this off and plant it in the smaller one. And then I'm going to, in the larger one, I'm going to plant this part of the large plant there. All right. It's really something to see just how much this has grown in just a short amount of time, but it really shows you how, when you know how to take care of things, which I did not, that you can definitely make a difference. Because I know I'm going to go ahead and have to use this bag, I'm going to go ahead and get it opened up here. And of course, you can use, I mean, whatever you like to. I use my hands with this. I have a towel that's here to clean them off with, but you can use whatever you are comfortable with. One of the things that I also got uh, are some gardening tools. Even though, as you guys, if you followed me before, you know that I've been very bad about just breaking it off, which I know you're not supposed to do that. But that's what I've been doing because that's what I'm used to doing. So I'm going to go ahead and actually do it the proper way this time, and actually be able to cut it off. So I'm going to cut this part off. Also, of course, going to go ahead and prepare my pots. Now, what the Miracle Gro, what they suggest for you to do is to go ahead and fill it up about a third way up before you actually put the plant in. And as I said, since I know that what I have left in here, even though it's done a lot, it's not going to be enough for these two. So I'm going to go ahead and start with little baby Groot here. And again, I don't want to take all of this out of the baby Groot. I'm just going to take off the extra. So I'm going to put it in the smaller pot that you see there. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this off. Now, the shears that come with the gardening set that I have, they do have a safety lock on them. So you just have to clear that off. I'm going to go ahead and just cut here. Cut that off, just like that. And again, that still leaves a good bit of hair for our little baby Groot there, as you can see there. So that will continue to grow. So that this will not be in your way, I'm going to go ahead and move baby Groot now that we've taken off his extra hair, giving him a haircut. Go ahead and put him over on the side here. And I'm going to move this one over so you can be able to see what we're doing here. So now we have our little pot, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take the Miracle Gro that I have that's left. And again, like I said, I typically just use my hand, but you can use whatever you'd like, whatever container you'd like to use to get this out. You fill it up normally about a third way up. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and put our plant in. So again, the reason I cut this off of baby Groot, as you can see, there's that new growth that's there with the roots. So that means that is going to continue to grow on its own, right? So go ahead and place this in. All right. And we're going to add some more potting soil. So it looks like this is going to be enough for this one. I know it probably will not be enough for the larger one, but it is going to be enough for this one. So go ahead and finish filling it up here. And you know, this is, even though this is very different than what I'm typically doing every day, I find this to be very relaxing. It's one of those things that's kind of like a way for me to decompress from the day, believe it or not. Go ahead and snap a couple of pictures of that. All right. Okay, make sure this is in here really good. We're going to water that as well, but I'm going to go ahead and do the next piece here. So again, on this one, my main concern is this one is growing a whole lot, but notice this whole side here. See, it has roots forming there. I can go ahead and cut that off and replant it and have it grow as its own plant. So that's what we're going to do in the larger one that's here. And it looks like, guys, I said this is 2. Actually, guess what? This is 3 actually in here. This is another pot in here. So instead of using the big one, well, I think I may still use the big one, but I want to show you there is a third pot here. So this is a really good value then that you're able to get. Take a picture of that. So yeah, I thought that was actually just insulation for the packaging, but it actually is another pot there. I think because of the way this is growing though, I'm still going to use the larger one for this. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ready by taking the remainder of my potting mix out of this particular bag. Just going to pour that in there. Yeah. So I'm going to have to go ahead and use my second bag now. So now that I've opened up the second bag, I will go ahead and order another set. It typically does not take too long for it to come. Just keep that in mind. Even if you do have prime, it may take a little longer just because, of course, where it's coming from. Go ahead and get this filled up here. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did off of baby Groot. I'm going to go ahead and get this cut off. And again, we're doing this so that we can continue to let this plant grow because it's growing really well. But as you can see, it's literally growing outside of this pot since the last time that we planted this. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut out. Just that. And do the same thing on the other side. And we're going to plant this so they can continue to grow on its own. Okay. And that's what we have there. Okay. And as you see, it has its own roots there. So that now that we're going to be taking care of it, it'll continue to grow on its own. It'll be just fine. Go ahead and place it inside of this pot. And do it the same way we just did there with baby Groot. I'm going to add some more there. Some more of our potting mix. And again, keep this in mind. I didn't share it with you on these, but I will show you on this one. You see it does have the drainage hole that's there. And of course, the capture there to be able to catch the extra water. That's going to come in handy. I'm still going to be using my saucers, though, for it, just as a little extra protection. Again, just to make sure I'm not making a mess, having water going all over the place. All right, so there we go. All right, so what we've done here, we've taken the extra from our baby Groot as well as from this plant. And as you can see now, this can continue to grow on its own. It's fine there. But now we've been able to take the extra off of that and place it here. And it can now continue to grow. We're going to give it some water. And the same here with our friend baby Groot. We took off its hair. It was able to repot it. And now it's going to be able to continue to grow. Going to go ahead and give this some water now. And the same thing with this one. Okay. All right. And so now we have those repotted. So that is a great way to be able to continue to move your potted plants around as you see them continue to grow. And to be quite honest with you, this one is still a little full. I may end up having to take more of this out later. I'm going to continue to let it grow right now. But as you can see, a lot of new growth on this one. But eventually, I'm probably going to have to take some more of this out and get it repotted some more, just so it can continue to have room enough to be able to grow. But this is a great and affordable way for you all to be able to not only to take care of your plants, but also to make sure that you're giving them the space they need. And all of this, you can see, is very affordable. Whether we're talking about the pots that I initially shared with you, also the different type of containers you can get, the extras like the saucer that I use for mine. All of these are very affordable and they're going to last you. Again, the only thing that's plastic is this original pot that I was using here. And of course, the rest of these are all glass. All the ones that I shared with you all earlier are glass. So I hope this is able to help you. In the next program, we're going to be sharing with you guys that garden bed that I mentioned, as well as some other stands. I've been sharing with you guys the NIFGAF plant stand, but we're going to be sharing with you guys some other stands you all can be able to use. So again, take a look at those items in the carousel. I hope you're able to find something you're able to use. If you have not done so already, if you're joining us on the Amazon Live side, make sure you guys click over in this corner. If you're joining us on your desktop or laptop, give us a follow there to stay connected with all of our programs. We have 8 different programs here on Amazon Live. Everything from At Home with Cyrus Webb that you're watching now. Also, we have author-related shows. We have talk shows on this platform, as well as our inspirational show. We have words I choose to live by. So until next time, you all make it a great one, and I'll see you soon. Take care.